Yo, welcome back to the channel. For today's video, we're doing an SMG tier list for the CDL, but the way we're going to be doing it is, if I was a new CDL org owner and I came into the league today, based on what we've seen for the rest of Black Ops 6 and going forward, if I'm a CDL owner, who am I getting in my team? The reason why I want to specify this point is because it's not about the form right now, it's about the way they're playing, but overall as a player, who would I invest in? Who do I believe has a future? And just overall, who would I put in S tier, A tier, stuff like that. So it's not currently right this second, it is just overall as a player, okay? So let's start off with somebody, let's go with Gwyn. Let's go with Gwyn. Gwyn is somebody that right now, I would say is an A tier player. To get to S tier for Gwyn, in my opinion, I think he needs to perform a bit more on land. So if I was, the way I would put it is like this, okay? Imagine S tier is like your first pick in draft, okay? So that's what your S tier is. Your S tier is your first pick in your draft. Your A tier is your second pick in your draft. I would definitely consider Gwyn very, very close to that S tier. But he's not done enough on land for me personally to put him in the same caliber as, you know, the elite of the elites. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. What do you guys think? You guys let me know down below. Do you guys think that's fair to say? I think online, he's done amazing. And again, there's going to be some players that have had a shorter career so far, so that doesn't mean they're not going to become S tier. Just right now, we can't put them there immediately. Someone like Shotzi, I'm going to put in the S tier. I know right now he's not having the best, well, I mean, none of Optic are. They're not having the best major, but we know he's an S tier player. He just is. If I was going for a draft right now, even the way Shotzi's playing, I would, right now, he would be my first pick in the draft. He would be one of my first picks as an SMG, and that's what an S tier player is. Then we go through, and we're going to have Hydra, again, an S tier player. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in the tiers based on the form. Right now I'm going to put them in the order. I think that way we have a little bit of a balance. So Hydra and Shotzi, overall I'm not going to decide who just yet, but right now Hydra's playing better, so he gets higher in this tier list that I'm doing, okay? So we're going to have, in the actual tier itself, is just a player that belongs there overall. In the tier, when I'm controlling between the, like, what order, that's when I'm going to put the players that are playing currently better on form. So then we go through Neptune. Again, currently on form it will be an S tier, but overall, right now, the way he's playing, it looks like a completely different version of Neptune. Now, we've only had a very, very small sample size, so it's kind of difficult to see. But if I was an all owner right now, seeing how Neptune is, I would bank on him. I really would. I would look at this guy and say, yo, this guy's playing phenomenal. I think he would low-key get into my A tier just because of how good he's been. He's been the best player in the game, in my opinion. And for someone to be the best player in the game, whether it's for a month or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, like 3 matches, 4 matches, whatever, like, you have to give some context as well. Like, they played FaZe twice. They played Thieves in the final, really, really close, taking it to map 7. Like, they have not just beat people, like, they have really impressed me. They played fantastic in the qualifiers. Let's check out the bracket right. Yeah, look, they are 3-0 online, and in the where was it? They are 3-0 online, and in the minor 2, they got to the grand finals. They have played phenomenal. So I'm going to put him in the A tier. I think he's really transformed that team and done very, very good jobs. So he gets in the A tier. Then we go for Simp and Abizi. It's not even a question. Simp goes through right there. And honestly, this is the order of, in terms of best of the game right now for me. I think Hydra is currently playing the best. I think overall for the year, Simp is probably number 1 as an SMG. But I think Hydra Major 2 has been unbelievable. You can see Thieves are 3-0, FaZe are 2-1. They did lose against Surge twice. I think Thieves, you know, they did obviously beat Surge as well in the final. I think Hydra just playing out of his skin. We're going to put Hydra number 1, Simp, then Abizi. Then we go through, let's go through another player. Joe Deceives. He's another player that I'm going to put in the A tier. This is a player that I'm going to put like that. Oh, no, actually, I said by form. By form, I mean, like I said, it's a bit of a weird tier list because I'm going through criteria, and then in the criteria itself, it's going to be a bit different. But by form, Neptune is the best player in the A tier by far. If you go by form, I mean, Neptune's playing like an S tier player right now. So in terms of that, I'm going to put him there. But Joe Deceives, I think he is just, I think he's a player that we've seen him now play with Kleenex. He's matching Kleenex's output. Like, his tempo is unbelievable on the map. And I'm just so impressed by Joe's overall performance. I think as the year goes on, he's getting better and better. He's getting better than last year, and then he's better than the year before. He's just becoming a lot better every single year. I think he was playing well in Thieves, but this year on the Toronto team, I really like the way he's playing. I think one thing is, like, Toronto as a team, they need to, like, I think they need to become a bit more of a bully. They need to make sure they're bullying teams more. And what I mean by that is, like, there's certain times where, like, you know, when Thieves and FaZe are going on good runs, right, they kind of just take care of everyone that they're better, and they kind of take care of everyone, and they fight as a big dogs up top, and they kind of fight against each other. I think Toronto have the you know, they have the potential to do that as well. They have the potential to kind of beat everyone behind them and then, you know, only lose or compete closely to the FaZe, Optics, when Optics playing well, and the Toronto and the Thieves. But if you look at the, like, even the qualifiers, like, they're 2-2, right? Let's go through some of their matches and just see, like, what I mean. Like, look at the matches that they lost to. We go through, completed matches, So they lost to Surge 3-0. Then they lost to Cloud9 at the Major 2 qualifier. They lost to Thieves. Like, things like that for me, like, Thieves, I understand it. But even then, you want to have a bit more of a fight, right? But then they're losing to Cloud9. You're losing to Carolina. Like, these are games I know that you can lose. You lost to Rocker before. You lost to Optic when they were... I mean, that one's fine because they were fine at that time. Obviously, they beat Texas, but I'm not really counting that one because Optic have been playing terrible. But, like, losing to Vancouver 3-0, losing to, like, Cloud9 3-0, like, these are things I just don't want to see from a, you know, from a Toronto team. So I need them to be a bit more consistent there. But I do think Joe's playing very well so far this year. I'm going to put him in the A-tier. Then we go through to a few more players. Let's speed up a little bit here. Let's go through. I actually really like Snoopy in the A-tier. I think you guys might disagree with me in this one. If I was building a draft right now, if I was actually building players, like, I low-key would look at Snoopy as one of my players. I think he's so mechanically good. I think we could build around him. Like, we really have a future star here. I really do. So I would low-key put him as a second pick in my draft. A bit of a hot take there, but would put him there. Let's kind of speed up a little bit. Purge is somebody I'll probably put as a third pick in my draft. Keep going through there. Kremp as well. I'll probably put him in the third pick in my draft. Low-key Mac, I thought he would be frying, but he really hasn't. So I'd probably put these two there. I low-key might end up putting them in the D tier. Sorry, the C tier. That's disrespectful, not the D tier. Let's keep going through. Someone like Estriel and Nero, I think, are very good players. I think this is what I'm going to do. Oh, this is tough. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the D. Oh, no, I'm going to keep it there for now. This is really tough, man. This is really tough. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to put these guys a tier below just because I think Neptune right now has played so well. Actually, no. This is so tough. Neptune hasn't done it long enough. That's not to go against him, but I'm going to leave it like this. Only because he's not done it long enough. Again, for what the time he's done perfect. But why I want to see more, I want to see it on land. Snoopy, I don't think he's A. He's not won enough to be A. He's not consistent enough in terms of winning matches to be A. And his team's always doing pretty poor. They had a good start, but I think he has talent. So I want to see more of him. But I do think, as a player, if I'm picking, I think he has something about him that I would pick. Then the rest of them, like, I think Kremp, low-key, I'd probably put, like, the best of the C tier. And I'll do it kind of like that. I'll do it kind of like Kremp as well as a weird one where I think sometimes he does well. This is really tough because his team's not been playing too well and it's mainly the ARs. They've actually been playing okay. But I think if I was picking in a draft, Kremp wouldn't be my third pick in a draft. Maybe that's a little bit tough. Same thing with Purge. I think Purge is just a little bit shy of it. I think there's so many good players, they're kind of just shy of it. So we'll keep it like that. Where I think Nero would probably be like that. I think Nero and Estriel, again, I'm changing my mind again. I'm sorry. I'm being really stupid, but I'm going to go from pure pick of a draft. If I was picking out a draft, this is kind of the order I would go for. I'll probably put Simp number 1, Shotzi 2, Hydra, then Abizi. Then I'll probably go Gwyn, Joe, like that. Then I think in terms of a draft pick, I personally like Estriel's play a lot. I do like Estriel's play a lot. I think Nero, we've had a bit more consistency over the years. We know exactly what we're getting from Nero, so it'll probably be like that. And then like that. I think that's what I'll go for so far. Then we have Envoy. I think, low-key, Envoy's either top of A like that, or he just goes there after Abizi. I think Envoy, we need to give him some respect. I think he goes there. I think last year he had a really rough year, which kind of hurt his stock a little bit. Not too much. I think if it was off last year, it would go down. But this year, you can see he's back to, you know, almost his very best. They just won the minor. They were basically a round away from winning the major. He's played phenomenal, so we're going to put him right there in the S tier. Then we go through to TJ. TJ, I would have put lower, but TJ's doing something, man. He's shooting back. He's always been good at S&D. And for me, just having someone very consistent at S&D is so important. I'm going to put him at the top of the B tier. I think the A tier players for me are just a caliber above. They really are just a little bit more above, a caliber above, so we can put them there. Then we go through with Linz. Linz is another player that I think is very talented. And I'm going to put him just above like that. He's someone that I think the team right now is playing pretty poor, and once the team sort themselves out, we'll see a bit more of Linz. But at the start of his career last year, we saw a really good talented player, and then we've seen a bit of a decline. That could be team performance, so we're going to kind of wait there and see what happens with that one. But I'm going to put him around the B tier for now. Kismet, again, I think someone that started off his career when he went to Vanguard and Modern Warfare 2, he was in the S tier, he was frying, then he went down a little bit last year, I would say around the A, maybe the B, and this year he's just been okay again. So I'm going to put him in the A tier because of the past Kismet that we've seen. The guy knows how to win. The guy is a very, very good player. I know he's not performing to his best now, but if I was picking in a draft, I still would have him as my second tier, just as a player. Like, I think he's got that winning mentality. He's won champs before, and yeah, I think we can get him back to his very best. So that's what we're going to do. Then we're going to go through 04. I think again goes in the B tier. I'll probably put him just behind Neptune, like somewhere like around there. I think 04 is very similar to Linz, but he's got a bit more S&D. I think Linz is maybe a bit more talented. They're being fairly similar. We'll do something like, I like 04. We'll do something like that. Then we'll go through to Pred. I think Pred could go, I would put in personally the S10 just above Envoy, just something like that. If I was picking a real draft, honestly, I think this is my top 4 I would probably do like that. Then Pred will be 5th and Envoy will be 6th. Then we go through and then we have Metals. I'm going to keep out for now because I know Super did sub in. I'm going to keep Metals out for now. We're going to keep him at Kleenex. I think can potentially get in the S tier, but I'm going to put him in the top of A. I'm going to put him in the top of A just because I feel like he's just like, he's competing with them. Like if he was on their team, he probably would play like similar, but I'm just going to put him in the top of A. It's tough, man. It's tough because I want to put him in the S, but I feel like there's so many people in the S. Like that's a lot of players in the S tier. I feel like that doesn't even make sense. If we're, all right, what we're going to do is this. I think if we do that, this just looks crazy, doesn't it? This looks actually faded for me. I'm trying to be as like objective as possible. It's really hard with the tiers and just trying to really find out who goes where. And like, I think if we do this, like, if I'm honest, if I had a first pick of a draft and I could pick anyone, I don't think I would pick Pred as my number 1. I don't think I'd pick Envoy as my number 1 or Kleenex. Like, if I had anyone, right? I would pick Shotzi, Sim, Abizi, and Hydra. Pred is very close. That's why he's on the top of A. Envoy is very close. Clean is very close. But they're not in S for me. And I think this is just a little bit more likely. And then it makes a bit more sense because I think there is a bit of a gap between these 3 and then 3 below. Like, they would be my 3rd pick, but not my 2nd pick. I think there's a lot of people in my 4th pick because these guys are all very similar in my opinion. I think even Real can just go maybe, honestly, like around there. Very similar. Exit, I'm going to put there for now just because he's not been playing too... He's been playing okay, but I'm going to put him there. And we're going to get rid of Lucky completely. Okay, that's going to be my tier list for now. Like I said, it's a bit of a different one. I'm trying to make it so it's like, if I was, honestly, I went back and forth like 12 times in this video, but if I was picking a team for a draft, like if I was going for a draft as a senior owner, this is kind of the order I would go for. Like my first pick plan would be, if I was a first pick, I would probably pick out of Simp, Shotzi, Hydra, and Abizi. My second pick, I'll probably get Pred, Envoy, or Kleenex. Then we'll go for Gwyn, Joe, and Kismet. Then we got TJ, Nero, Estrio, Neptune, Real, 04, Linz, Snoopy. Then we're going to go to the 5th pick. Again, I think it's a little bit that these 2 I would say could belong a little bit higher. There's just so many people in this 4th tier. I think like out of these, there's probably like these 2 could kind of fit in there, to be honest with you. But there's so many people in there. I just wanted to keep them. I don't want to have so many people in there, you know. There's already like 7, 8 people in there, which is quite a lot. So maybe we get another tier and below, but there's just too many tiers as well. So we'll keep it at that. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I'm gonna do another one with the AR. Let me know what you guys think of this video. If you did enjoy, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and catch you guys for another video tomorrow. Peace.